Ananta is one of 2025's most anticipated upcoming gacha games, and something was just revealed that might surprise you. And it's not the, you know, the artwork that is on display here. I know you're looking at this and you're like, Stix, oh my god, that is a lot of meat. And yeah, I know. What we're here today to talk about, though, is the fact that as of the 24th of December, so the last like either 36 hours, Ananta, also known as Project Mugen, received their publishing license. This means that realistically, at some point within the next 12 months, Ananta is going to release. Now, this is not definitive because there are instances where games have been pushed back, games have been delayed. It is possible to delay the publishing of your game, but applying for and receiving your publishing license means that you are roughly, what, like 50 to 70% of the way through the game's development, and that you will be ready to publish within the next 12 months. That is fantastic news, as you're all aware, or you should be aware, because I did a dedicated video on this at some point like 2 weeks ago. Ananta is holding a test phase very soon. If I recall, it was at some point early January. Not only are they holding test phases, but we now speculate the game will release before the end of December 2025. Additionally, I just want to point out, dude, the character designs in this game are absolutely top tier. Abso-freaking-lutely top tier. They know exactly what we want. I just noticed you can't actually, like, you can't see, well, that was, well, you know, you can't, like, yeah, so you could see her better, I guess, if I'm, you know, if I'm not in the way, technically, but yeah. Moving on, another gacha game, Wanga, which is essentially like Ananta meets Genshin meets Power World, which is the title of the video I did, recently released a full gameplay trailer, cinematic trailer, and it all looks really good. It has come a long way from when I first began covering it. This game looks beautiful. It's essentially, it is an urban open world action gacha that allows for you to create your own vehicles, kind of like in Tears of the Kingdom, and you can just, you know, you can just like fly, you can just drive, you can, it's literally as simple as just putting it all together and then taking off. Like, this is actually one of the coolest gacha games. You can pre-register for this game right now if you're interested. Another upcoming gacha game that has pre-registrations open, Atheria Restart. They're going to be holding a closed beta test on the 9th of January. I did a dedicated video on Atheria Restart as part of my Worst Gacha Ever review series, which, just FYI, if you're not already subscribed, go subscribe to my Stix Plays channel, where I go over new and old gacha games, upcoming gacha games that have yet to release or have released in Asia, and review them, so you know what to expect, you know what to look forward to or not to look forward to. This was a really good game. This was beautifully polished. This is essentially Hongai's Star Rail, but with the ability to like jump and with more like traversal options for the world. Seriously, the pre-registration is open. You can totally do that right now if you're interested. Another game that has pre-registration open, Black Beacon. They're also confirmed to be holding a closed global beta test on the 8th of January 2025. Now, I have a dedicated video on this titled Black Beacon, What Is It? As part of my What Is series. I go over everything you need to know, release date, beta test, combat style, backstory, every single thing you could imagine, I cover. That's what Papa Stix is here for. If you're interested, once again, you can pre-register as well. That is essentially the theme of this video. All these upcoming gacha games actually allow for you to pre-register, to prepare yourself, because there is a test phase going to be held for all of them. All of these games look very good, look very unique, look very interesting in their own way, and I am excited to be able to discuss them all with you, to cover them all regularly, and to, in some instances like this one, do sponsored videos on them. Before we go any further, let me take a moment here to thank my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are phenomenal, and I can't thank you all enough for the support. Now let's keep talking. Stella Sora isn't an open world game. It's a roguelike top-down isometric light action adventure game developed and published by Yoastar. And from what I've seen of all the footage, it kind of looks a lot like Blue Archive, which is good because we need a Blue Archive competitor, but this is like a roguelike action version of Blue Archive with full manual control, which is really, really cool. I have a dedicated video on this if you're interested. It's literally titled Yoastar Are Cooking Up Something Special, because they really are. This is a very cool game. You can pre-register on their website if you're interested. They already amassed 373,000 pre-registrations, which is fantastic. They're looking to reach 8 million. Okay, wow. Azure Promilia had big news recently. I don't know if you watched it, but essentially someone that was actively participating in the test phase revealed that there was a test phase going on and that the game was fully translated. There, just, you should definitely go ahead here and watch my video on it. I covered not only it, but everything we also know about Azure Promilia right now. They also have pre-registration open and available on their website. Now, whether or not the beta test that was held in theory, whether or not that was true, I'm not entirely certain. The validity of the claims that were made. I'm not saying that there was in fact a beta test held. It was what some quote unquote test or tester had said. I'm assuming that the test phase was an offline test, not an open or closed beta test, because none of us got access. We didn't hear anything about it, but you can pre-register when the first beta test takes place. You're going to be able to participate very easily by pre-registering. And finally, Arknights Enfield revealed just like a week ago, a little over a week ago, they are opening beta test signups. The signups began on December 14th. The platforms of choice are PC only. It's going to be available in English, Japanese, Korean, traditional Chinese, and simplified Chinese. It is going to have an English dub as well. They haven't closed the signups for the test phase yet. And honestly, this right here, based off of what I've seen of the game, and I covered this back, 11 days ago when I was reacting to the gameplay footage, when I said that Arknights Enfield was cooking up a masterpiece, because it genuinely is. When I saw this, being an Arknights fan myself, my jaw dropped. I thought this was one of, if not the coolest AAA budget gacha game I have ever seen. And honestly, I could not be more excited, because ultimately there are so many phenomenal looking gacha games coming. I just listed a few, the ones that are all going to be playable in some form or fashion over the course of the next couple months. These are the big ones. These are the ones that I am interested in. But more importantly, Azure Promilia, Arknights Enfield, Ananta, which will have pre-registration open and available, test phases all happening, and Black Beacon, which is actually developed by the Punishing Grey Raven devs, or the ex-Punishing Grey Raven devs, which could be really cool. Hey you, where do you think you're going? Don't you close out of this tab. I didn't give you permission to do that. Sit your ass back down. Click one of the two videos that are going to be on screen in just a moment and keep watching my content. Keep enjoying my content.